All right, thank you so much for joining us on our 125th edition of Lunch Out Loud Ottawa. My name is Nick Pachuski.
I'm Andrew Miller.
And of course, we're the Ottawa Community Podcast that talks to the people, places, events, and music that make this city the incredible city that it is. And we are just going to take about an 8-week break for the summer because we've been going for about 125 weeks in a row.
We're tired, man. We're tired.
We thought we earned a summer off to reflect and come back even stronger in September. And we have fully booked guests for September and October. So it's going to be come back strong. So before we get to our very special guest, Mr. Lee Silverstone, why don't we check this out?
Hey, this is Vern from Silvergun Spleen, and you're about to hear some tracks from our album Semi-Truck. Make sure to come check us out at Blues Fest on July 12th at the Canadian Stage. For more information, go to our website, silvergunandspleen.com.
So this is how it's gonna go down. Leaving us to fight for everything. Well, listen up, it's not a throwdown. But we ain't giving up on anything. Is it right in your head? We're bleeding red in your hands, and it's just enough to dance. You're giving me hell, and it's just enough to dance. You're giving me hell, and it's just enough to.
All right, thank you so much, Silvergun and Spleen. So, of course, check them out. July 12th, 3 p.m. at the Canadian Stage. And I forgot to say, we are, of course, going to do our Blues Fest review show, but that's going to come later on in July. So, of course, we'll still be doing that. That first song was Just Enough to Dance. So, like I always say, get out there. That's a Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. Support your local music, and you'll just have a lot of fun that way. And, of course, at halftime, Jenn from Foodie Prince will be talking about food events going on this weekend, including the sixth volume of Saturday morning all-you-can-eat cereal at Mayfair. That's kind of fun, you know?
Some people can eat a hell of a lot of cereal.
I can.
Yeah, I've seen guys that can pound back a box.
Yeah.
Me on one bowl, that's all I need. But
Don't put it in front of me. I'll finish it all. Doesn't
That's
matter
crazy.
what kind it is. 8th annual Oyster Fest, so that's a great time. Hopefully the weather improves for Sunday. It's saying a lot of rain.
Oh, really?
And the Capital Street Food Association, Byward Bites, so a little street food action in the Byward Market. That's cool. And she'll be talking about her picks for July. So we're going to quickly, Lee, go through some events going on this weekend because it's another crazy weekend. I'm sure you're seeing that the growth in Ottawa with these weekends, they're going insane. So, of course, Dragon Boat Festival is this weekend.
Yeah.
The concerts are free outdoors. They're incredible acts. You're getting Hey Rosetta, Dan Mangan, a lot of awesome local acts, Craig Cardiff, Jim Bryson tonight.
Yeah.
Escapade Music Festival
Which
is on
is
this
insane.
weekend.
Like Armin van Buuren, Carl Cox, John Digweed. Like, if you like any techno from the last 20 years, Laid Back Luke, like,
Yeah, it's going to be a
sick
lot of
house
fun.
music.
I'll be there Saturday and Sunday.
That's insane. I've just seen the set right now. It's just crazy.
Fringe Fest is ongoing. Lee, have you been to any Fringe Festival?
Yeah, I have. I actually know
Which
the
one did you
director
see?
of the Fringe Festival. I didn't go this
Oh, yeah?
year.
Oh,
but,
Patrick?
Pat Coche, yeah, you know Pat?
Absolutely.
Cool. Awesome. So Pat's a great guy, and I love Fringe Festival. It's great.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And setting records last weekend is amazing.
Yeah, it's wicked.
I've been to, I think, 3 plays. I'm going to my final one tonight, 3 Men in a Boat.
Okay.
So hopefully that
nice.
doesn't sell out before I get there after softball.
Yeah.
But of course, Sunday night is best in show. So if it's a rainy night and you're not going to Escapade or the Oyster Fest or the Dragon Boat Festival, go see the top picks of the Fringe Festival. They're unbelievable, getting great reviews. Jazz Fest is ongoing on Shania Twain's here on Saturday, making her return at the Wesley Clover.
I think Steve Miller Band's tonight, eh?
Steve Miller Band's tonight, you're right. Beirut on Sunday night at Jazz Fest.
Cool.
Latin Spark Street on Saturday. Bytown Chefs Collective. So you're going to be seeing the likes of Steve LaSalle and Kyle Proul at the Farmers Market. And Sunday night, if you want comedy, there's a roast of Kanye West. And then that's not even Canada Day, and then Canada Day
Yeah.
is on Wednesday. So people saying there's nothing to
ridiculous.
do on
And how's
in this
FIFA,
city, that's ridiculous.
How's the World Cup going now?
Then you got the China versus United States on Saturday, where tickets are going for $700 a ticket.
Are we still in
on
the
Kijiji.
round of 16,
No,
or are we
we're
down to 8?
semifinals.
Oh, really? Jeez.
Round of 8, maybe.
Wow.
I don't know. Round of 8.
That
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
That sounds
yeah.
about right.
So round of 8, United States, $700 a ticket if you want to go
I'm
to
assuming
that.
Canada is out now?
Canada is not out. They're
Really?
not out. They're
No, I think
playing.
we're in the semis.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
playing the semis on Saturday night in BC. I forget. Oh, against England. Yes.
Oh, cool.
England beat
Nice.
Norway here. So, wow, that was a lot of stuff we just ran through.
Yeah.
Lee is still with us. So, I'd like to, if you like the show Silicon Valley like as much as I do, which is one of the funniest shows on HBO.
And if you've never seen it, it's not about boobs.
It's not. It's about Silicon Valley down in California, about young startups where they find something that will fix the world and change the world. And you see it from the up and coming to them raising funds to them the growth. We have it here in Ottawa. So I first met Lee for the first time a few months ago, and right away. Well, I've been hearing about Gymtrack for a very long time. I think I met you on Startup on the Capitol. Startup Day on the Capitol.
Yeah.
With Brandon there. So I met you there, but then as soon as I heard this product that you guys are putting together, I'm like, holy shit, this is unbelievable. Why didn't I think of it? I probably did in some
like
crazy
every good
dream.
invention out
Like
there.
every good invention. But I just think what you're doing has the ability to change so many people's lives. And in terms of efficiency, productivity, you can do so many things with this. And so we're going to get and talk about Gymtrack, and so we'll start off with what exactly it is and all that kind of stuff. But first, we'd like to get to know our guests. Lee, you have several investors that come to Ottawa, I guess several tech people. Where do you like to take them if you come out to Ottawa?
Favorite places. I really like Fauna, just down the street from us.
Oh, nice.
On
Still
Bank.
haven't been.
You haven't been? It's
No, I still haven't
fantastic.
been,
It's
yeah.
a good lunch spot for me, and also nice for dinner.
What do you get when you go there for lunch?
They have a fantastic steak. They
Yeah?
have a great steak.
Oh,
for
yeah?
lunch. It's like
Steak
not
salad
heavy.
or-
No, it's like a smaller kind of strip cut steak.
Okay.
And
Nice.
It's like great to go for lunch. And they have really good like small dishes, and there's really good beet salad and stuff. I find that when you take people from out of town, they're like, oh man, like the food is good here. Like people from like New York, they're like, oh, the food is good.
Yeah,
Like,
and the
this is
outside of
great.
it looks like a New York restaurant.
Yeah,
So like,
exactly.
they're not put out of place.
Play is also a good place to go. Side Door, I think, is great down in the market. There's tons of places around
Yeah.
here. I really like the I'm gonna blank on the name, but the bakery. I always call it the
Bread and Sons?
Yeah, Bread and Sons. That's it. That's also good for like a nice lunchtime meeting.
Yeah, good
so
pizzas there.
yeah, Bank Streets and the Market's got kind of
Yeah,
a
you're
lot
pretty
of
set with your
different places.
location here right on Bank, right?
Yeah, it's a great place to be for kind of internal meetings. Or just go grab a beer somewhere instead of sitting in the office, or bring guests in from out of town. I think it surprises them a little bit about what Ottawa has to offer. It's pretty cool.
Well, you're doing great stuff with that. Thank you so much for showing Ottawa to everybody that has that misconception that's obviously changing. So I guess let's start off. What is Gymtrack to everybody that is listening going, why is Nick and Andrew just doing something Gymtrack? Like, what is this about?
So, Gymtrack is a company that was founded here in Ottawa, still operates here based out of Ottawa, and we are a software and hardware platform for gyms that lets members automatically track their workouts and get coaching through the platform. So we really track all of the data that takes place in a gym down to every single rep and set that you do, how much weight you lift, look at things like range of motion, time under tension, and then use that with your training goals to offer you coaching programs through the platform. So a lot of people think of it, as a good frame of reference for Fitbit counts your steps. Well, we count everything that you do in the gym, including your cardio and everything all inclusively,
Oh, wow.
and then coach through that. So kind of the next generation of fitness tracking apps and wearables making use of that today.
Now, when you say coaching, is it almost like a virtual personal trainer?
Yeah, exactly. So there's it's exactly what's called virtual personal training. Hit it right on the nail on the head. And it works in a really unique way. We have these kind of pre-built templates that are for people who want to hit specific goals. But for people who want to get an actual trainer to build them customized plans, keep updating them as they go, and make sure that they're staying fun and engaging, and we actually allow them to access real trainers from within the club.
Oh,
but instead of paying the $50, $60, $100 an hour, it's a few dollars a week. And so it's much more affordable. It's quick and easy. You don't have to worry about scheduling things. You can go whenever you want. You can go 4 in the morning.
People
if it's
that are like
24 hours.
embarrassed to work out with
Exactly.
somebody that's already ripped.
And a lot of the times, people will go get a trainer or a coach and they'll go see them 4 times. They like, oh, now I know what to do in the gym. And then they think it's okay to kind of go off on their own. And then 2 weeks later, there's no one there keeping them stuck and no one really keeping them engaged and motivated.
Plus
it's really
plus
easy to drop
injuries.
off. Exactly. So it's really, really easy to drop off. And so it really helps solve that problem for people where it's like, hey, I'm just going to quit this and walk away. There's that extra layer keeping them there. And has done a lot for people. It's really done.
So how did you come up with the idea? That's a very interesting story.
I was running another company with my co-founder Pablo. We finished university. I came from a health sciences background, so focused around preventative medicine, exercise as medicine, those kind of things.
At the University of Ottawa?
University of Ottawa. Thinking about going to med school. Decided, oh man, I have no interest in going to med school. I really want to go into business. And my co-founder Pablo was about to go to law school, graduated from Carleton, top of his class in economics.
So doctor and lawyer versus...
Yeah, exactly, versus the
Let's
tech
do it.
world. Not really tech guys, and we said we want to do something that's going to be huge. It's going to impact a lot of people. It's going to make a positive change on people's lives. And we kind of didn't have anything at the time. We didn't really have any ideas. We had discussed Gymtrack in a very early infancy, talking about, what happens if you could track your exercise? And when there was this kind of competitive platform and those kind of things, but never really had the idea of doing it automatically with smart hardware.
Mm-hmm. How long ago was this?
This was almost 2 years ago, which is crazy to think about.
Wow, in just 2 years.
Yeah. But to me, it seems like a long time. To you, I'm sure it seems quick. To me, it's
it does, especially when we walk around the office and we see how incredibly...
So the growth has been pretty crazy. I mean, we started that last company, built it up over the course of a year, sold it, and then took that cash and started Gymtrack. We're kind of working on the two concurrently. And in about 18 months, we've gone from 2 people working out of kind of our college house to now 37 people.
Wow.
Some of the best and brightest engineers and developers from across Canada. So it's been
sweet.
It's been a crazy ride. But
what was the process like selling the old business? Like something that you had started up, your baby, and you had to unload it?
I mean, we kind of started it with the idea that one day we wanted to exit it.
Okay.
And so we kind of structured everything in the way that it would be easy to do that. And we actually had a few interested buyers, which was like kind of a shock.
From Ottawa?
That's fun.
From Ottawa, yeah. And, I was like, we're going to have a hard time selling this. But it was a, cash positive business, was generating tons of revenue, had really good brand name recognition, was really doing great. So there were a lot of interested people in buying it. And really, luckily, we got to sell it to someone who we know. And so we could trust them with the business and let them roll with it. And so it made that transition a little bit easier, I think.
Who were some of your early mentors working in Ottawa that allowed you to when you had an idea about a product or an idea and you weren't alone, you met people that go, you know what, they're going to help, they're not going to charge you, try to keep it and that kind of thing.
So there's a program through the University of Ottawa and Carleton called Startup Garage that actually provides funding and mentorship to university students or people who are 2 years graduated, I believe, who want to start a business.
Cool.
So we actually went through that program. That's the genesis of Gymtrack. That's how kind of things got started. And there's some great mentors within that program that we got introduced to. I think early on we kind of were... we kind of felt like we were doing things alone a little bit very early on. I think the first person that we ever really met who we could consider a mentor was a gentleman by the name of Brian O'Higgins. For people who don't know Brian O'Higgins, he's maybe not, if not the most, one of the most prolific tech founders in Ottawa. Has founded several companies that have either gone public or have been acquired for large amounts of money. And he met with us very, very early on when we were still almost in idea phase, a little bit further, and brought